Hello guys, it's Jonathan doing another Beyblade unboxing. This time we have ImpactDrake. Finally, I had a battle to try and get this thing. Yeah, I ordered from Beyblade Premier and they just have not been functional, so don't order from them. But had to reorder that, had to work on a chargeback from them because yeah, they just don't ship stuff out anymore apparently. So anyway, here's ImpactDrake though. So a little box anyway, so I'll go and open this up and we can actually take a proper look at it. Alright, so first up here we have the instructions, which I usually just use to, you know, focus the camera, but yeah, there they are. Nothing really of note, but anyway. We also have a launcher, so always nice to have a starter, especially with the string launcher. Been a little while, so yeah, nice kind of a gunmetal gray here with the, you know, some red. Pretty cool. Right spinning string launcher, but yeah, anyway. So now we move on to our bit, and this is going to be a low rush. Now, low rush is not exactly a part I would have anticipated, but yeah, it's rush. Yeah, the extra burst resistance, kind of a smaller flat, only 10 gears, so it's slower on the extreme line, but it also burns less stamina. And now it's also a millimeter shorter, which is generally preferable. So yeah, low rush. I know rush is already good, so you could technically use 2 rushes on the same deck if you want to. Plus, of course, if you're using one, this is probably going to be the one that people prefer. But yeah. Moving on to 960. We've already seen 960 before. This is not a new part, but yeah, it's translucent black and a translucent blue on the outside. It does look pretty cool, but yeah, it is a you know, a reused part, which is slightly underwhelming if you ask me. But yeah, it is a ratchet. Now we have the Blade ImpactDrake. So this thing is freezing, by the way. It's like -10 out here, so this metal, I just got, you know, my box from outside, so this is very cold, but anyway. Here is ImpactDrake. Looks very cool. I do wish this was painted though, I'm not gonna lie, but aside from that, it's pretty nice. You also got some rubber. These parts here are rubber, and then the prongs here are also rubber actually, so pretty nice. 4-sided blade. Yeah, the whole gimmick of this thing with it, you know, being UX, it has rubber, which is I mean, that's kind of cool. Nothing like insane compared to burst, but you know, it's still cool. And yeah, they made this right spin, which is very weird, because of course we had Cobalt Dragoon, which was left, and now we're back to right, I guess, so. Yeah, anyway. Go ahead and do the part weights now. So, that is kind of an unfortunate spot for my light to be at, but well, I'll write out the numbers in case that's blocking it, but anyway. Low rush. 1.92, I guess that's also something I could do. 960, 6.15, and ImpactDrake itself, that is already heavy, I could tell. Yeah, that's 38.97. It actually said 39 for a second. Can we get that back? No, okay. Well, we were right there. It's like almost 39 grams, so. And then the full combo here is weighing in at 47.06 grams. So yeah, this bay is very heavy to say the least. So anyway, I should probably fix my focus skin, but anyway. Go and put this thing together and talk about it, compare it, and whatnot. So Here is our bay that I finally have, ImpactDrake. 960 low rush. Okay. Finally have this bay. It's almost like a month late, but yeah, I got it now. So, a couple quick comparisons here. First up, to Cobalt Drake. I like the paint on this one a lot. I wish this had paint, but yeah. Paint would have been great. Now we have Cobalt Dragoon, so this is the left spin. Yeah, this is quite a bit different overall, but yeah. I do prefer ImpactDrake to Cobalt Dragoon, I think, but this is left spin, which is kind of cool. I wish this was left spin as well, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. Alright, so now to kind of just talk about ImpactDrake, what do I think about it? Yeah, what are my overall thoughts on this thing? It is definitely an interesting vase. So, as far as kind of a physical design goes, I mean, this thing, I gotta give it a 9 out of 10. It could have gotten a 10 if it was painted, but it's not. But I think it's still a 9. I mean, this bay, like, it still looks really, really good. And I think I put my light too far back because this looks a little bit awkward, but anyway. Well, yeah, this blade design looks great. The red, the silver, again, if it had blue metal, it would have been better, but still cool. The ratchet, I mean, you got like this nice, really nice blue color with the black and like this dark blue. Like, it just works. But yeah, again, could have been slightly higher if it was painted, but it's still really good. And now we have its conceptual design. How good do I think it is? Kind of from, again, a conceptual design perspective, is it an interesting bay? Do they do anything unique here? No. 4 out of 10. It's subpar. This bay is not very interesting. It looks great. It's a very cool looking bay, but aside from that, this bay is really, really uninteresting. Yes, the rubber is very cool. The rubber is the only reason it even gets a 4 on it, so otherwise I'd only have 2. But the rubber is the one good thing it has going for it. But aside from that, yeah, it's like a pretty normal attack blade. 960 low rush, really? I don't know what that was supposed to be. 960, this is a very old part. And for a December starter release, you would expect all new parts, but at 960, really? We got this in last year's December starter with Phoenix Wing. This is a new. Also, low rush. I mean, it's technically a new bit, but it doesn't really feel that new. It's again, just rush, but a millimeter shorter. Oh boy. That's really, really interesting there. So, the fact that 2 of the 3 parts here don't really feel new, one of them is just reused, one of them's a part we already got, but, it's shorter, oh boy, so it's not doing a whole lot there. And Rush, I mean, Rush is like a pretty cool part, but, I mean, we've already seen the concept before, so I'm not, like, crazy for this, so aside from that, I mean, yeah, the blade is, like, decent. You get the rubber, it's pretty cool. Everything else here is just so boring that I don't want to give it a higher score than a 4 for that. I just don't find this bay overly cool or interesting. That's kind of why I didn't really care as much about waiting for this bay. I mean, yeah, I would have preferred to have this, sooner, because I don't think many people want to watch a video on this bay after like a month, but it's just not really interesting. It's not what I'd expect or hope for from a December starter. We've had this problem with Phoenix Wing as well, where I just felt like Phoenix Wing was pretty mediocre, except for the fact that it was painted. But this thing, yeah, the blade is really cool. I think the blade, if you had good parts on this thing, like a new ratchet and a really, a properly new bit, I think this thing could have potential to be like a 7 or so. But yeah, no, the blade isn't cut in here to really raise the score. The parts are really boring, so I'm not giving it a higher score than a 4. But just still get a 9 out of 10 physically, because it does look very cool. But overall, I do find this bay to be somewhat underwhelming for a December starter. Personally, I think it is still a cool bay, but not really what it could have been, I think. So Again, I do hope we see, next year for a third year, an actually interesting December starter, because so far we are over 2, but it still at least looks cool, and I know people like some of the parts here competitively, which I don't personally care about, but if there's some good stuff competitively, great. That came out really stupidly. Competitively, there we go. Yeah, there's some good stuff there, great, but for me, again, I care more about the design, both physically and conceptually, and, well, it does look very cool. Yeah, conceptually, I just don't think this thing is overly interesting, so. Anyway, that's all for this video, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.